garden. Hi friends, welcome to Gigi in Tennessee. I'm April if we've not met yet before, and if we have, welcome back. I apologize in advance. I just want to forewarn you and let you know that this video is going to be very lightly edited, if edited at all. I just have so much stuff going on. I don't have time to edit, but I still want to post a video and let you know what's going on. I'm going to flip the camera around. This is what the garden looks like on the right side of where I'm standing. And this is what the garden looks like on the left side of where I'm standing. I have strawberries in a green stalk planter that have not even set up yet, although I am picking fresh strawberries out of it every day. And I do have another green stalk over there that is already upright, and I'm also picking fresh strawberries out of there every day. Right next to me, I have sweet potatoes, a few different varieties, cantaloupe, watermelon, peanuts, and then in these two long rows, I have okra, quite a few different varieties interplanted with roselle. This is the first year I'm ever growing roselle as part of the okra family, so we'll see how that comes out. And then in this back row, I have some cherry tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, bell peppers, and then over there I have more sweet potatoes and peanuts. So now that I've just given you a little snapshot of what's growing in the garden, this year my goal is to try a lot of different varieties in a lot of different places to see what grows best in this area and in this zone, which varieties I like best in this area. It's a work in progress. We take one step at a time, and the more I garden, the more I realize I have yet to learn. And then just being in a new season of life and in a new growing zone, everything is different and it takes time. You learn from each growing season. For instance, we've had so much rain here. This is a much rainier environment than I'm used to. We have potatoes. This is Yukon Gold potatoes. I have quite a few of these. All right, so here is one of the major projects that we have going on right now. We are in the middle of changing or replacing our pool liner, and it's a do-it-yourself project. Thankfully, we have experience with this. We've done this before at our previous home in Louisiana. It's not something we wanted to do. The pool is only 6 years old, and it's gone through 2 liners in 6 years, which is kind of wild because typically a liner is supposed to last 8 to 10 years. The previous owners had to replace the liner after the pool was just a couple of years old because patio furniture flew into the pool during a bad storm, which is a big reason why we don't really put much patio furniture close to the pool. So this liner that's in here now is only about 3 years old, maybe 4 years old. It was 3 years old last year when we found out we were going to have to replace it this year. What happened, let me zoom in. You can see in that underneath the steps there was a rip in the liner, and anytime you get a rip in that particular area that's in between seams, it's very difficult to patch or for the patch to hold long term. We were able to patch it to make do last season, but this year we had to buy a new liner, and we purchased it in January. And so being part of the pantry challenge and saving so much in the grocery budget helped us to be able to purchase a new pool liner. So we're very grateful for that. Now we will be doing this install ourselves. We uncovered it, we drained the pool today, and then my husband took off all of the gaskets and he looked underneath the pool just to check and see what the condition of the floor looked like and to make sure it was poolcrete. We have everything that we need. We're ready to get started on this tomorrow, but this is going to be a 3 or 4 all-day project. So we have this going on, and then we are also still in the process of encapsulating our crawl space. Due to the area that we live in with all the rain, another big project. The reason we're having to replace the pool liner this year, and we had that rip in the liner last year, is because the company that we were using to open and close the pool is the same company that installed the pool. It's who the previous owner used. He's given us fantastic service since we've been here. However, he was extremely busy last year and hired a lot of extra help that wasn't trained well. And I don't know what happened in how they closed the pool, but they did something improperly and the water ended up draining. And because there was no water in the pool the whole time it was covered for several months, it gave into a weak spot, which caused a rip next to the steps. We made do last season and we patched it, but we knew it wouldn't hold long term. In fact, my husband had to repatch it a few times during the season, and so we knew we were going to need a new liner for this year. And we've also decided to just open and close the pool ourselves. We didn't know how previously because in Louisiana, we never had to have a pool cover. We just kept our pool open and running. And in fact, it was so hot there, you can swim like 10 months out the year. Whereas that is not the case here. And we were worried about everything freezing if it wasn't winterized properly. And we had no experience of living here. So that's why we went ahead and hired them to begin with. But it ended up costing us, and now we have to do a pool liner, but that's okay. That's part of the process of being a homeowner and going through those things. But it's still not fun to spend your money on when a pool liner is only 2 or 3 years old and it's supposed to last 8 years. So hopefully, if the Lord is willing, this one will last much, much longer. So we have that going on, and then we're in the middle of encapsulating the crawl space, and that is another major project. And so we have had lots of major projects going on, and I'm just sharing why we've been so busy. And also, I have not prepped any of them for the cicadas yet, and I know that time is running out. That's like one project, and then the pool, and then the encapsulation, and then just the daily care for the garden amongst everything else. It's like busy time, but I'm so excited to see peanuts coming up. Now this is the Tennessee Red, which I assume that they would grow really well here. We are in Tennessee. I am hoping that, I think it's flagella, that's how you say it, but I think that's the variety that I'm still waiting to see if they pop up in the other beds. Grapes are growing. It's so exciting. I've also been enjoying coming out and picking a few fresh raspberries every day. And these are the golden raspberries, which I absolutely love. I have red too, but these are my favorite. So these are the ones I come and pick every day and have a fresh little sweet snack every time I'm outside. Some herbs. I planted some really large runner beans along the fence just to see what'll happen, and a few extra tomatoes I'll just put on the grass along the fence so I can get a feel for how things grow on this property and in this zone. So in these boxes I have 3 of them, and I just planted a bunch of flowers, zinnias, and here's a look at what the garden looks like. Quite a few that did not come up. Now we have had so much rain. This was all beans that were planted that did not come up, but I've had some that has come up. So I have time. I'm going to replant. The tomatoes are looking really well, all of them. Let me scan this way. I have basil that's already flowering. Let's see, let me step back. This is black from Tula. This is the first one, and you can see they've got some height to them. And this is Cherokee Purple. Carrots that's been in here from the spring. Tomatoes, some baby zucchinis. Oh, here we have cantaloupe, honeydew, and sugar baby melon. They all look really good. And more carrots. I have more carrots in here. This is our longevity spinach that I had picked up in Missouri. We have some beans growing. This was some brassicas and some turnips in the back. It's time to pull these turnips. You can see how big they are. Some nice sized turnip. Woo! That's the Mac Daddy. That's like what, 3 pounds? No. Oh, and a couple of babies. Those could have kept going. All right, out with the old and in with the new, making room for the beans. So here's the last of our turnips and our turnip greens that just came out of the garden. Beautiful turnips. Pulling this out the ground makes me hungry for pork and turnips. These turnip greens are going to be added to our lettuce, and we're going to have fresh salad for the week. These turnip greens have been stripped. Here's our big bowl of leaves. I'm going to cook these down. Here is the stalks. I'm going to clean these up and cut them up and freeze them, and I'm going to use them in soups and also smoothies. And then here are the actual turnips. I'm going to clean these up and put them in the fridge. I'm going to cook one tonight, and then the rest I'll probably freeze, and I like to use them in rice and gravy the majority of the time, the actual turnips themselves. So that's what we're going to do with these turnips. Just pulled a couple of carrots out of the garden. I just wanted to see how they're doing. They're looking good. I'm going to wash that up, have a snack. Here's my last few tomato starts that I will plant later for succession planting. Napa Rose. I think that's Prairie Fire. Lovely Lush. Oops. And this is a Kamado, a brown Kamado from Trader Joe's. Excuse the helicopter, I have a helicopter flying by. And here are the scraps that are gonna go to the chickens. So I'm also gonna give the chickens these roots. That's the last of our turnips. Turnips grow really well in the fall and the winter and the spring. So for that reason, I don't like to do a lot of them because we usually always have access to fresh. But I do like to store just a couple of them just in case. No fish, but we got blessings from the Lord. We got 4 fresh eggs this evening. I hope you enjoyed taking a peek at what our garden looks like. Thanks for stopping by. Until next time, God bless.